What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz, Phoenix the YWC Reality Check, as usual, coming to you at ass o'clock in the morning in what hopefully will be a quick, short, and to the point video, but we know how that usually goes. Before I get to the main point of my video, which will hopefully be very short, I want to have one thing. I want to pass off one really quick thought to you guys. I just want to get your thoughts, your opinions, your responses, because I've been mulling this around since Monday Night Raw. And we all know WrestleMania is out of the way, the post-WrestleMania Raw is out of the way, so now everybody looks ahead to Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules is basically rematch Mania, isn't it, for the most part? Or at least what happens at Mania, what happens on the next night's Raw, gives us a pretty clear, concise view of where we're going right away towards Extreme Rules. We know we're going to get Paige versus AJ, which I am salivating for. We know we're going to get Cena Wyatt 2 in an Extreme Rules match. That's already been announced. Sorry if you haven't caught up on SmackDown. It's Sunday, whatever. We're probably going to get Cesaro versus Swagger, which will lead to some very interesting Zeb Coulter, Paul Heyman stuff. And the other thing that people are looking very, very forward to is the potential, and everybody's saying it's going to happen in the War Games thing, and I don't really care about that, the potential of having Evolution at... not all of Evolution, obviously, because Ric Flair's not there, but Triple H, Orton, Batista, and in addition to Kane. So Evolution and Kane versus The Shield and Daniel Bryan, which on paper sounds great. But I'm going to put this out there, guys. I'm going to put this out there as a little bit of a different way of looking at things. Kane needs to stop, at least for now. Corporate Kane is a fucking joke. I mean, I love it. Corporate Kane is on my screen. I laugh my ass off, but I'm pretty sure that's not the image they're going for. Now, if you want to have faction warfare, if you want to capture that element that Shield versus the Wyatts had, keep it simple. Take an iconic group like Evolution was, minus Flair, unfortunately. Have them just be themselves. Have Evolution versus the Shield. Have Triple H, Orton, Batista versus Rollins, Reigns, and Ambrose as a match. Now, if you want to make that into something special, don't try to recreate the War Games, because that's resurrecting WCW from 15 years ago. Have the 3-on-3 version of the Elimination Chamber that you see in most WWE video games. That would be fantastic. Why do I say this? I say this for a bunch of reasons. I say this because I don't want to see Kane anymore. I say it because a 3-on-3 match would be a lot more entertaining and a lot more right in Shield's wheelhouse than what we're used to seeing from them. And because it opens the door for what I really want to see, which is Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. Now, Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar needs to happen for a lot of reasons, and I might do a video for this later on down the line. If you want to see me just do a video on why I think Bryan Lesnar needs to happen and why it needs to happen now, I will do that. Put it down in the box below. But, short, sweet, and to the point, Daniel Bryan has finished his business with the Authority. He's solidified everything with the Authority at WrestleMania. He beat out Triple H, got Triple H out of the way, got the titles that he was looking for. So he needs to divorce himself from that and go on to something else. He doesn't want to have an Austin situation where his entire career, almost, in some people's minds, is defined by his rivalry with his boss, as opposed to, say, The Rock or Triple H or Shawn Michaels or whatever, because that is the really big unfortunate thing about Austin's career, isn't it? Austin's had some great rivalries with some great people that will go down in wrestling history, but to a lot of people, his character was defined by his rivalry with McMahon, who wasn't a wrestler. I don't want, even though Triple H is a wrestler, I don't want that to happen to Daniel Bryan, so he needs to divorce himself from that, and he needs to make the cut clean and now that WrestleMania is out of the way. The other side of the coin is they have an opportunity to manipulate, or not necessarily manipulate, but make use of the fans' emotions in a way that really, really nothing else can really top. Because, is there any doubt that, especially after WrestleMania, the most over-loved babyface right now is Daniel Bryan? Like, I can fight it, and I can say that there's other guys that I want to be at the top, but I can't deny that Daniel Bryan is at the top. It's like when I was a Shawn Michaels fan. I denied... I've admitted this on this channel before, and, I feel stupid. I denied how awesome Stone Cold Steve Austin was, because that's how much of a Shawn Michaels fan I was. And I don't want to do the same situation here. Daniel Bryan is the most over-like-Rover guy in the WWE right now. He's got the Austin-level responses, what has become yes, yes, yes. Now, take that. take that he is the guy. Take the whole David versus Goliath element that you would get from a match with Lesnar, and take the heat and the hate that the fans have for Lesnar for ending the streak. The most loved guy in wrestling right now versus the legitimately most hated guy in wrestling right now. It needs to happen right now. It needs to happen on the heels of Daniel Bryan's great WrestleMania, and it needs to happen on the heels of what Brock Lesnar has quote-unquote done to the wrestling fans. It needs to happen right now. So take the 4-on-4, make it a 3-on-3, and give us Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. What do you guys think of that? That's just my 2 cents. That's what I think they should do at Elimination Chamber, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys are going to tell me I'm completely crazy. Now, I said after WrestleMania, I didn't know what this channel was going to be after that. I didn't know whether I was going to go back to doing regular Raw reviews. I still don't. I said I might pepper a few Q&As throughout the year. I wasn't sure. I didn't know whether I was going to do the clusterfuck. I didn't know whether I was going to start up another series similar to Road Signs, you know, maybe leading up to SummerSlam or whatnot. The one thing I do want to do, and the one thing I changed my mind about, is the Q&A factor. So much has happened from WrestleMania to Raw to SmackDown going into Elimination Chamber. We've always said that you know, WrestleMania is the Super Bowl, and the Raw after WrestleMania is the start of the new wrestling year. So with that in mind, I am going to do a Wrestling New Year's Q&A. I don't know exactly when. It's the 13th as I'm recording this right now. I will hopefully get it done by the end of the month, so that'll give you guys roughly a week and a half to get the questions in. I will say, I will start taking questions now. I will stop taking questions maybe around the 25th. So sometime between the 25th and the 30th, I will do the Q&A. That is my goal. But there's just way too much to talk about, and I don't necessarily know, because there's a lot of topics that I've hit on in the past little while that people have been like, what the fuck, who cares? And there's a lot of topics where people have come up to me and said, hey, how come you haven't commented on this yet? How come you haven't commented on that yet? Best way to avoid that, you guys, my loyals, the guys that have been flocking to me for years, and I appreciate it immensely, best way for me to get around that is to do another Q&A. What do you guys want to talk about? What do you guys want to ask me? Do you want to talk about WrestleMania? Ask me what I think about something about WrestleMania or the Raw afterwards. You know, ask me something about Elimination Chamber, Extreme Rules coming up in, what is it, not even 3 weeks. Ask me about the new stars, what they've done with some stars, the turns, the ascensions from NXT to the main roster, because we've got a lot of them, don't we? And you guys know the ones that I'm excited about, for sure. But yeah, it is the most drastic and jarring wrestling New Year feeling that we've gotten in a long time. And obviously, it was the 30th anniversary of WrestleMania. They were going to kick off the new year with a bang. But that's what we're going to do. I'm going to sort of narrow it farther than I did last time. Last time I said you guys could ask me questions about pretty much anything. This time, I'm probably going to keep it to wrestling. I'm probably going to keep it strictly wrestling-based, and for a little while at least, I'm probably going to keep it purely WWE-based, just because I don't watch anything else other than TNA, and I don't watch TNA with enough caring to form an opinion most of the time, other than the fact that I love what Jeff Hardy's doing with the Willow character, but that's because I'm a Jeff Hardy mark. So, yeah, that's what this is. I'm going to do a Wrestling New Year's Q&A, and this video is where you throw your questions down. If you're watching this through Facebook, I know there's a lot of people that watch me on Facebook. All the members of Puitov, you guys are great. A lot of you guys have helped me with a lot of shit recently. Dave Anderson and the WrestleManiacs. First of all, Puitov, Abel Herrera, and all his friends there, especially the ones that are helping me put new graphics together, because I'm hopefully going to be getting new graphics soon. Abel Herrera and Puitov, you guys are great. Dave Anderson and the WrestleManiacs group, who I also get a fair amount of response from there. You guys are all great. The wrestling group that I still co-host with STEPHIE Sunshine, the Breakers of the Fourth Wall. You guys are fantastic. Thanks for all your support. My new group that I started in January, the Wrestling Realm. You guys are fantastic. And for a group that's only been around a couple of months, we're already reaching that 500 mark, which, you know, for a lot of people are like, oh, that's not a whole lot. Well, it's a lot to me. So you guys are fucking fantastic too. A lot of appreciation flowing through this video, I hope, even though I'm ridiculously tired, as I usually am when I talk to you guys. But Yeah, tell me what you think about Extreme Rules coming up down in the box below, but more importantly, add your questions, comments, concerns, inquisitions down in the box below to my 2014 Wrestling New Year's Q&A. That's a mouthful. I'm going to figure out a better way to say all that. But give me your questions. I will probably answer, or I will definitely answer by the end of the year. Till then, I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all these conversations going. Give me your questions. You guys make the Q&A what it is. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I am tagging out. Bye, guys.
You're a freak like me.